Good morning, good afternoon, I would say, everyone, and thank you very much for being here today. So I'm Gabin from LumApps. I came with Boris, manager of the area I'm working in. So we are coming from Paris, but we are a French company. Just before giving you any more details, how many of you know the solution, LumApps? Only one, that is Boris and Patrick. Okay, so you never saw the yellow shirt? Never. Okay, so marketing is going to be updated on that point. Basically, we're a French company that is providing today the only solution that is recommended by Google for social intranet. That is also named Digital Hub for Employee today or Digital Workplace. So what is the presentation of today, if you're okay with that, is first I will do a 20-minute presentation about LumApps, the company, what we provide, what is the value of the solution for our current customers. You will see that we have a lot of customers. Then a demonstration of the tool. It will be a 20-minute demonstration, and then I will be okay for question and answers. If you have any question, please feel free to ask us. Either during the presentation or just after, we'll be fully available with Boris to answer all your questions. Okay? Great. So just to let you know, so yes, I'm Gabin, so I'm account manager, strategic account manager at LumApps. I'm here since September 2016. At that time, we were only 30 people at LumApps, and we are now more than 130 people working there. So about the company quickly, we are a global company based in Lyon, but with commercial offices all over the world. So we have commercial offices in Paris, where I am with Boris, San Francisco, Austin, New York, London, Paris, Tokyo, and Sydney. We are very proud to be what we call an innovative company. Why? Because concretely what we are doing is having a release every 6 weeks. So we truly believe at LumApps that it's the feature release and the fact that you're evolving every day that is pushing some value for the customers. Today you have a need, but you will have another one in 6 months and another one in 1 year. And it's because mobile is coming, because social is important today, that we are making our tools evaluating in the time. We also have 60% of the French top 100 G Suite that are customers of LumApps. And we have the pleasure today to have more than 2.8 million connected employees in the world. We did a fundraising of $8 million last year, and we are having a second round right now. Please, if you have any question, do not hesitate to interrupt me. You will be welcome, and I will give you the best answers. So about being recommended by Google, very quickly on that one, we are the only solution on that topic, very important for us. It's also about security. It's not just a label, it's very important for us. The solution has been tested by Google's team and other security teams that are from the Bishop Fox company. The idea is that we fully respect the security standard of Google. It's very important for us and for our customers. And last one, very important as well, is the roadmap. You know that Google has a strong roadmap on each tool they have. We also have a very strong roadmap. So what we are doing here is aligning our roadmap. So when Google, for example, is telling us we are going to launch a new product that is going to be Team Drive in a few months, or Google Cloud Search, what we are doing at LumApps is taking the API before the feature is released and integrating the solution. So I can say to you today that we are the first, for example, a software editor that is integrating Google Cloud Search within the tool. It was the same case for Team Drive last year. Do you all know Team Drive and Google Cloud Search here? Yeah? So you have a video on the web. I could send you I can send you the link, and our CTO is explaining how do we integrate Google Cloud Search and what is the value for you. Trusted by leading organizations from all industries worldwide. This is also very important for us. We work with all size company, all kind of industries, and in each country. So as you can see, you have a few of our customers here. We have much more, of course, but we are working for Google, for example. What we are doing for Google is a platform, Google Cloud Connect. I don't know if you know this platform. It's basically all the G Suite super admin in the world that are connected in a platform from which they can discuss in communities, They can share some ideas. They can suggest some new features to Google. And there are hundreds of thousands of users, of G Suite users that are connected there, and we push the platform for them. Our biggest customer today is Auchan with 250,000 users. And as you can see, we work in media, we work in software company, finance, retail. We have strong use case in retail for retailers as well, that I will be very glad to share with you if you're interested in that. So what is LumApps? So maybe this slide is going to help you to understand why do we replace former intranet for our customers. So basically, these are kind of the sentence we can hear in the first meeting we are doing for our customers. The look and feel is outdated. Employees rarely use the intranet. It's not about me. The information is not provided to me. Search is broken. I can't find information in the platform. There are too many tools. I don't know how to find the intranet. I don't know how to find the human resources application. Our intranet is just a page of links that does not make any interest for me. Our intranet does not support mobile. Very important today. I think we all know that today you have to be end-user centric and you have to provide a fully experience on mobile, both and on the web. Difficult to keep up with business requests. What does that mean? Does that mean that if the information is not business related, I don't see the point about going to have a look to it. And very limited way of interacting with the platform. Of course, here we are talking about social. If you cannot like, if you cannot comment a post or an article, the interest is not here for the end user. I don't know if you recognize your company or the situation. Any of you, can you raise your hand if it is the case? Yeah, a few of you. So this slide for me is probably the most important one. Why? Because it's very easy for you then to understand what we are providing to our customers. So it's a social collaborative intranet and a very specific positioning. What we are doing at LumApps is taking the best of three words that are social network, team collaboration tool, and corporate portal. We take the best of each of them and we push it in a unique entry point for each employee that is profiled, fully connected with the G Suite. So you have native integration with widgets with Mail, Calendar, and Drive. And we push profile information for all employees. What is specific for us is that we always work on the corporate level for our customers. We never do only a business unit. It's always the corporate level for all business units and all countries. So is it clear for you what is in a social network on the market, what is a collaboration tool, and what is a corporate portal? And do you see or understand what could be a solution that take the three of them? Yes, more or less? I will show you, maybe it will be easier than to discover it. So very quickly, one of the main features as well, mobile. It's not only about being responsive. Of course, LumApps is a responsive solution, but we have a native application for both Android and iOS. What is it? What does that mean? That means that in your application, that is LumApps application, you will have the ability to read, like, comment, news, and post. But you will also have your corporate identities inside, with your logo and your color inside the applications. You will be able to receive notifications, very important. If you need to send a notification to workers on the field, you can push them directly from the intranet. You can post documents, links, and pictures within communities, and you can have a search in article and post. So again, for me, the most important use cases of the mobile are both notifications. I want to get notified on my mobile with a push of notification that something new is happening. And we say the second use case, very strong, is that within the LumApps communities, you will have an access to your Google Drive folder that is linked to the community. So let's imagine you have a marketing community, for example. On this community, you want to push the last presentation for salesperson. They will be able, from their mobile, to go through the marketing community and directly to go in the Google Drive folder with all the last updated presentation. You can post a photo as well. So let's say you have an event in a marketing business unit, you want to share a photo of this event, for example. Well, I could directly push it inside my mobile application. Communities are very, very important for us as well. So again, the idea is not to provide social network, but we truly believe that communities makes a lot of sense today and that they are mandatories. We want to generate a space in which employees can share good practices, interests, projects, and for that what we are doing is providing a wall on which you can post anything you have, like an ID, a question, can be an event as well, and if it is an event, it will be registered in the calendar of the community that will be shared with all the members. And we also want to provide a Google Drive attached to it, as I told you. So the idea for LumApps community is that I gather in one community employees that are sharing, could be a business unit, it could be a country, it could be some ideas or a project, documents that on which are going to work and collaborate with each other. Is that clear for you? Yes? Cool. Personalized content. This is at stake also inside the tool. What does that mean? That means that nobody in the company will have the same displaying of the information. Boris, for example, will have another one because he's working in Switzerland. I'm working in Belgium, so we'll have two different information. And the way the information will be highlighted will be different. For that, we are based on Google Groups. Because you belong to a certain groups of people, you will have a specific information that will be displayed on the tool. So let's say it's automatic because as soon as you get into the company, you belong to the list of groups that is defined by human resources. And when you leave the company, same, you're out of the tool within the next 24 hours. Get autonomous. This is very important. When we built the solution, so in 2015, we were based on the need of Veolia. At that time, Veolia was one of the biggest Google Suite customers in France. They were connected, I think it was 120,000 users. And they come to us and they were, okay, LumApps, we are using some of your tools. At that time, we had different tools on the market. But now what we need is an intranet that is social, that is mobile, that is easy to use for communication. This was really the main point of their project, and that is integrated with the Google Suite. Can you provide this? Our answers, of course, was yes, we can, but we're going to standardize the product on the market because we believe that you're not the only one that is missing this tool. And then the success began for us. We have been recommended in 2016, and then we went on the fundraising in 2017. But what you have to understand is that the need was really to provide an easy tool for communication that is integrated with the Google Suite. I want to create my own news. I don't want to ask the IT for a workflow validation that is going to last during 2 weeks. I want to have my own templates and very easily to fulfill the information inside it and to publish my news. Same for events, same for job offers, etc. Any questions for now? One example I'm going to show you today. So we have a lot of use cases. So please, if you want us to share more use cases, come back to us and we will be happy to do it. This one is one that I really like. Why? Because it's easy to understand the value of profiling here. So this use case is from Etam, one of our retailer customers. I don't know if you know them. But basically the group Etam is a retailer that has 3 brands. So Etam, 1, 2, 3, and Undies. These 3 brands are completely different strategy, different kind of customers. They can even seem some competitors on some level. And they have a network of shops and stores on the territory that is completely different. What Etam was looking for was, okay, I need a unique entry point as a group to federate around the group Etam identity, but I also need each brand to have its own information. But I don't want someone from 1, 2, 3 to see the news of Etam because it can be a news I don't want to share. And then what I want is that, yes, but within the brand 1, 2, 3, I also want each store to have its own local news. So, for example, each director of news of store can have a word. Congratulations, everyone. We had a very nice sales time, so we did very good figures. Congrats, everyone. And then I want my own personal space as an employee in a store. So this is basically the use case. 4 levels of information. One as a group item with some job offers that can be from all the different brands, with benchmark, with some news from the group, then the brand. So because I'm Gabin working in the group item, in the brand item, in a store that is in Paris, for example, I will have these different level of information. Again, if Boris was working in the brand 1, 2, 3, for example, in Switzerland, he will have different location and different information. So the look and feel here is also a way to show you what kind of, how much we can customize the solution. Basically, it's also very important for our customers. They want to share their identity within their internal corporate tool. So what we are doing is taking your guidelines and building for you a strong identity that looks like your own company image. Do you have any question on this part? It was very theoretical, but is it clear enough for you? I feel like a lot of energy. Thank you for that. Now, maybe the demonstration will help you to understand better. So again, this demo site is an example. So let's imagine that everything can be with other color, with other kind of widget. Anything can be fully personalized. So here I'm login. I'm Mark today. So I use my G Suite account to log in. As soon as I'm logging for the first time, I don't need to log again because we are single sign-on with Google. So basically, all the applications that are using single sign-on with Google, you don't even need to log in again. This is why we say that we integrate application. So again, in LumApps, 3 kinds of information, 3 kinds of content. You will have top-down information. As a CMS, you will be able to write articles, news, job offers. Application, you can give an access to a profile list of applications with native widgets that integrate. You will see G Suite, like Gmail, Calendar, and Drive. And we also provide access to what we call social contents, like posts, IDs in communities. So here, the company name is Acme. Mark is connected. Very important, keep in mind that Mark is someone working, let's say, in the IT business unit in France, but he has specific belonging to specific groups within its company. So all the information that will display will be different from someone else. So here we are basically working on what we call widgets. So widgets are blocks with different features. So let's see here, for example, we have a breaking news widget. So basically we want to push and to highlight some information. This information, well, it's a very easy and basic template we use on this one, but let's say your template could be as complex as you want. You prepare it before, and then your contributors, they just have to click and select the one they want to push the information. Here, as an end user, what I will be able to do is to say, for example, to identify some of my colleagues. So let's say I want to identify, Boris is not in the demo site, so I can't. So let's identify Chloe. So she will receive a notification telling her that, okay, Mark did identify you in a comments of an article. So when she will click on the notification, she will get an access to the article. So again, notification can be by an email, can be here with a quick, a small logo that is telling you that you have one more notification, or it can be a push of notification on the mobile. So if I come back to the home page, so this was an example of content we can provide from the tool. If I go back, I have again here another widget that is providing an access to news. But what is interesting with this one is that each news is different. So this one is about text, this one is about lifestyle, then events. Again, it's something that is profiled because I decided or because I belong to specific groups, I have this information that is displaying here. You can have some job offers, you can have some alerts, you can have an access to a specific list of applications, and you can build your own favorite list of applications here. So if I want to have my Salesforce access quickly on my home page, I will click on Salesforce. It's very important you build your own and you customize your own dashboard. As a user, you can select the business application you use every day, the kind of information you want to receive. So for notification, what is interesting as well, if I click on all news here, I will go to a place that is very important. Why? Because it is where I will be able to find all the content that has been pushed and published by contributors from everywhere. So let's say here, for example, I want to find information regarding lifestyle. So I select the tag lifestyle and I launch my search. So I will have a filtered result with all the articles with lifestyle in tag associated to it. Okay, that's interesting, but I want to be notified to all the next articles, news, job offers, events, content from the CMS actually, that will be created from this date. So I follow this interest, and then what is going to happen is that as soon as the news is published, I will get notified that there is a news with the lifestyle tag, for example. And then, of course, you can cross metadatas with business, corporate, location. You can cross different information to make more complex filter on the news that are published. So basically, this part is, I would say, the corporate part of the information. Let's now go to my personal space. What is it? It is a quick access to application I'm using every day. Basically, here, my calendar from Google, my own calendar. Here, my own Google Drive, and here, the latest email I received. This is an example of a use case of native integration with Google. But we have other use cases. For example, let's say I want to lock a user in a Google Drive for human resources. I don't know if you know what I mean, but let's say I want to push all the processes, all the policies in a file from Google Drive, and same for all users. I can do that. You just have to display the Google Drive here, and all the users that will connect, they have access to the same Google Drive folder here. Or you can even profile. Boris will have access to policies, and me, Gabin, I will have access to processes here. We will have two different Google Drive on the same page. You can profile the access for the Google Drive as well.
It's Google Drive or Team Drive?
Both of them, yeah. So the idea of LumApps is, okay, centralizing an access for employees, personalize and customize information, but also capitalize on the choice you made. You decided to go through Google Drive, Gmail, Calendar. Let's find new use cases to these tools. This is also the idea of LumApps. All documentation or documents in Google Drive, but will provide an access to Google Drive in a different manner within LumApps. This part of the home page is what we call the dashboard of communities. So again, everything can be customized, but here we decided to show you an example of what could be a dashboard of communities. This is the social part of LumApps. So here, what do I have? I have some suggested communities here, marketing, tips for better prospecting, human resources. I also have the latest post of the communities I belong to. So let's go through, for example, the super sales community here. In this community, so this is an example, what do I have? I have a picture for the topic of the community, all the members that belong to the community, a title of the community with a quick description of what is about the community. Okay, the ability to follow it. What does that mean? That means that here I want to be notified of everything that will be happening within the community. And then you have a menu of navigation. You can go through a home page, a post, Google Drive, and Google Calendar. So you can select it or not for each of them. Do you want, when you create a community, you have the option to activate or not the homepage, to activate or not the Google Drive, and to activate or not the Google Calendar. For what we consider as a wall of posts, of course, you don't have the ability to suppress it, because a community without any post does not make any sense. What is the aim of the homepage? The homepage is here to help you to put some context before the communities. You have to see the homepage like a landing page to give some contacts, for example, some latest post of the community, some links that could be linked to the community and applications. So it's a page when you give context. Post here is basically the social part of LumApps. So you can like and comment all articles, all content in LumApps, but here you will be able to push a post and to identify people within a post. So here, for example, let's say, okay, I have my wall of posts. I want to push, no, I won't push this one. I will push here an ID. Okay, so this is a new ID. Should we vote for this new ID? And again, I will identify someone in the post. So Chloe will be identified in my post. I can add a document, I can add a link, I can add a file, anything I want. So for example, if I go hit here, I have the ability either to upload a file from my computer or to go through my Google Drive. So let's update this picture. And then I have my files. So I have a new ID, I identify Chloé Chevalier, and I have a picture that is associated to it. What I will be able to do as a user is to vote for the best IDs. So each member of the community has the ability to vote for the ID. So this is a kind of post, but you can also have events. If you post an event, it will be in the Google Calendar. You can also post some questions. And for each question, you will be able to associate the best answer of the questions. Is that clear for you? Yes? Great. So then I will go through what is the most important for communities, I think, is the Google Drive and the Google Calendar. So when I'm in a community, okay, I can have some context in the homepage, okay? I can post in the wall, so I can have IDs, information, events, or questions, okay? But what if I want to work on a project? I will need to work on documents. You probably are using, all of you, G Suite today with Google Docs, Google Spreadsheet, and Google Slide. So what we do here is telling, okay, you're sharing a super sales community, and more than that, you will also be sharing a Google Drive with some documents within it. So this Google Drive, from it, I'm able to create a new document for sales, for example. I create my documents and automatically it's created in Google Drive here. I can open it, so again it's Google Drive or Google Team Drive, of course. And I can now collaborate on my document. I can create folder, I can import. So this is what enables us with our customer to build strong communities, good practice in sharing, for example. This is very at stake for retailers. I have all my stores, they are working, some of them have very good ideas, but they can't share it with another store because they don't have this place from which they will share these ideas and this communication. When you want to work on the same project but you are located in two different places, that makes a lot of sense. So again, we have strong use cases with all our customers that will be happy to share, but communities at LumApps, the fact that it's a part of the intranet and it's fully linked to the Google Suite, it's very, very, very strong in terms of use cases. And then I will finish with a Google Calendar attached to it. So same here. This is the Google Drive of the community that is shared with all the members. And same for calendar. This is the calendar of the community shared by all the members. So if we want to have a follow-up, a next step tomorrow morning, because we have a presentation in a week, for example, or just because me as a marketing department, I want to show, for example, to all the person, the salesperson, all the events we have next month, I can put here the calendar of the marketing team with all the events we are participating in. It's up to you then to build the use cases, but I would say that sharing a time schedule of a business unit to another one or organizing the next step of a project are the main use cases we have for Google Calendar in a community. Is that clear for you? Yes? So if you allow me, I will go through then the user directory. So very important for us. Why? Because we are synchronizing every day with Google information, all the contact in here. But it's not only what we do. Of course, we take, I would say, a nicer way to show it that what can exist in the Google Sheet. But we give also you the ability to add some more information. So let's say, okay, let's click on Andrew, for example. So Andrew is the chief executive of Acme. These are all the information I have about him. What I can do, I can follow him. That means I can be notified of all action he will have in the intranet. I can send him an email, and I can have a hangout with him directly from his profile. Okay? But let's say these are all the information that are synchronized with Andrew, for example. Yes, but I want to add some more. I can add as many fields of information as I want in LumApps. So if you want to add the hobbies of Andrew, if you want to add the interests, the leisure, sports, anything you want, you can add these fields. Then you can also say, okay, Andrew, you will be in charge of fulfilling the field of, let's say, sports, for example, or hobbies, but you won't be in charge of your title because it's not you that is deciding your title, it's Human Resources Department. So you can decide which kind of field you want to let the end user fulfill by himself. And then last, I would say, is that you can profile the displaying of any information. For example, maybe Andrew wants to put his phone number to other member of the board, as he is the CEO, but he doesn't want all the employees to find this information. So he can say, okay, only this population can see this information. And of course, then we have an organization chart that is dynamic. What does that mean? That means that if I click on Chris, I have the information about Chris, that is VP Sales, and I have a repositioning of Chris within the organization of the company with a N+1 and N-1 level. Do you have any question on the directory? No?
But does it integrate with Active Directories or how?
Yeah. So we are using a tool that is called Google Active Directory Synchronization, GADS, so that every day it's synchronized with your Active Directory.
Okay. And do you need to Google? I mean, or are there other ways to log in? If, for example, there are some people who don't have Google accounts, are they able to use the LumApps application, or it's Google only?
It's Google. We provide an access through Google account. Then whatever is the level of account you have, we do not make difference between enterprise, for example, and business. Okay.
Can you add external project members with their own domain?
On the same domain?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's when we connect a domain, basically what we do is providing an access to all the persons that are in this domain. We connect everyone by default, and then what is external access for you? When you are in the domain, you are not external.
Somebody else, not from your domain, but who has a G Suite account?
Okay, yeah.
It's not for your company.
Yeah, it's possible.
To do a project with you.
Exactly, it's possible. It's basically what we are doing for Google Cloud Connect, actually.
Okay.
So quickly, but important, the search. So we are integrated with Google Cloud Search. This one is LumApps Search. So it will enable you to find information within the whole intranet, but also in module like in Google Drive, very important. So as you can see here, I have a global result of my search. I'm looking for all Acme content, and I have access to users, content, media, directories. Okay, but then I want to filter my search. So I want to find Acme content in all contents that are created from LumApps, from the CMS itself. So articles, news, job offer, events, all kind of contents you wanted to push and you're creating from the intranet, you can find it here. And then you can filter again with content type. But you can also then filter, let's say now I want all the documents in my Google Drive that contain the word Acme in the title or in the document. So you have a direct access to your Google Drive with the search. With Google Cloud Search, you will be able to go very, very much farther than this. You will be able to connect, for example, let's say you are using Salesforce. You want to be able to find an opportunity as a salesperson within your intranet. By putting the name of your opportunity, you will have a Salesforce part here that will enable you to go through your opportunity in Salesforce. So I don't know in what extent you are comfortable with the Google Cloud Search technology, but if search is something at stake for you, I would advise you to have a look to it. It's very, very, very powerful in the market today. Do you have any question regarding the search? No? Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is, I would say, the contributor part. Here it was all about end user, so I went a bit quick on it, but you saw the main module, I would say. Now what is at stake for an intranet, we all know that is how do I contribute? It's okay to have a good platform, a nice platform with nice colors, but if I don't have good content in it, it's not something that I'm looking at. So the idea of LumApps, as I told you, is to facilitate the contribution. So for that, what we did is providing first an access from the front office to create a news directly. You don't have to go through a complicated back office as a contributor. You just have to go directly on the front office. You can see here, as I am a contributor, I have this button that is activated. So if I click on it, I have the ability to say, okay, what kind of information do you want to push? Do you want to push a job offer? Do you want to push a knowledge base, a news, or a page? Well, let's say I want to push a news. Okay, but what kind of template do you want to use? Is it an empty template from which you will have to do everything? Is it a news template or simple news template? Let's say I'm very lazy today, so I will take the easiest one. On this template, I have nothing else to do than fulfilling the information. I put a new title here. I put my introduction here. I can choose pictures, everything, and then I ask to publish. So actually, I don't take care of anything. I don't have a complicated workflow. We can activate a workflow on this that is saying to your manager, okay, do you want to push information or not? But it's a simple one. Yes, no, why if it is a no, and then it's published. So basically what I did here is creating a news with a very simple template. I could create a more complicated one that could give me an access to what we call the designer. So if I do that, for example, here, again, I will take the other template that is news. And on this one, I have the same structure, but here, the administrator is telling me, okay, but if you want to add a widget, it's okay, you can add, for example, a Google Drive widget here. So, okay, I did add my Google Drive widget. But now I can parameter it. I want only 3 files in my Google Drive, okay? And in the parameter, I can say, okay, but I want this information to be reaching, for example, specific groups of person. People from Argentina, Brazil, finance, France, and human resources will be able to see this information. And it will be highlighted only, for example, for persons in France that are in finance. So here I'm a contributor. I have the ability to choose who is going to be my target for this information. That was not possible on the other template. And you can create different kind of template with different level of complexity here. The idea is that you create as many roles as you want of contributors with as many templates that are available for them. We want you to be autonomous on the content creation for LumApps.
Is every member a contributor?
You can. Basically at LumApps what we do is that on specific kind of content, like what we call the introduction in LumApps, when you come at LumApps, you have to write your own article. So at least everyone has the ability to write an article that is introduction article. And then you can say for this population, they will be able to create an event and then to create a job offers. It depends of what is your position in the company. And for role creation, what you can do basically is, again, relying on the groups. You want to say all people from marketing, you will be contributors. So you just have to create the role, and you assign the role to contributors and to people in marketing. So this is, I would say, the contributor part. Let me go through to explain you how do we build the tool. It's very important for me to explain that to you. I am super admin here, so I can go through the back office on the home page. Don't be afraid, it's not a dark back office at LumApps. So basically you have here the preview of your home page, and you can do all the changes that you want in it. So let's say, for example, as you can see, I have this widget logical. So here, for example, I want to work on this widget. Okay. I can say I just want 2 articles to be displayed here, not 3. Okay, interesting. I also want to hide, for example, the author. I don't want the author to be readable here. I don't want the publication date neither. I don't want the tag. You can change everything that is, I would say, changing the displaying of the information. And you can even go through the style. So please, sorry for what I'm going to do here. But you can do very, very nice design, as you can see. Be careful and ask for a designer to come at that moment. But the idea is that you can define default design for everything, and this is what enables us to go deeply in customization. All our customers, what they are looking at is not a general platform without any personalization, any customization. Why? Because if you want to engage collaborator, what we realize in our project is that the more you customize the platform, the more you engage a collaborator. Because you are telling them, okay, we have a new brand, we have a new identity, for example, and this is this platform that is going to help you to discuss with your collaborator and to get the information. Is that clear for you? Yes? Cool. Do you have questions maybe, or yes?
So on the website that you also supported multi-language.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
2 stuff about multi-language. So if I come back, there are, I would say, multi-language for what we call very corporate information. You will create an article, for example. So how do you deal with the English version, the Spanish version, and the French version? So for this, I will show you in the contribution again. When I create a news, I have the ability to say, okay, I'm going to write a news in French. So here it will be in English. Here you can see I'm writing a news, English news. Okay, but now I want to write the French version. Ce sera donc actualité française, etc. And you can do that for all the languages that are available on the platform. So we have a lot of languages available. This is for what we call corporate. So it's basically manual translation. Why it is manual? Because we used to have an automatic translator here. But when it's a corporate article, and when it's the CEO that is talking and you have a mistake in the translation, you don't want to push this information in for the 10,000 users you have, for example. So we ask to be careful on translation that is manual. nonetheless, for what is about posts within communities, you can make automatic translation for all posts. Because it's not the same, it's employees to employees. So the importance is not at the same level.
And how do you work with the navigation or other buttons? Are they also translated?
Yeah. So the platform is available, I think, the back office is available, I think, in 6 or 7 languages. Dutch, I don't know yet if it is available in Dutch. Boris, do you have the information?
I don't know. Actually.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
It's probably, yeah. I will give you an update on it. But yes, you can have the back office available in different languages, and then for the content, it's like 30 different languages or 35. So automatic translation for posts, social posts, and manual translation for top-down content. Any other questions? Or thought?
Is it like a dashboard functionality or reporting for, I don't know, stuff that you want to learn as a manager about what is trending or whatever?
Yeah. Basically, this is one of the use cases we have. So about the use cases, we have, of course, the dashboard of KPI, for example. I want to push a number of KPI on specific pages here that could be changed. The menu can change. So again, for you, the menu could be different than for me. But you could have your dashboard of KPI here with all different indicators coming from business platform. Other use case that is very strong is onboarding, for example, for human resources. I want to provide to human resources a page on which they will be able to onboard people with process that are updated, all that stuff. Other kind of use cases, of course, the network of stores for retailers is very strong because you provide and you change the information because of the location of the store. What kind of other use case? Good practicing sharing. So the fact that you have a good idea, you share it to another business unit or you share it to another country, and the other country can capitalize on this new idea. That is very strong. Ideation as well. So we are working a lot with our customer about ideation communities. You want to let your employees express themselves on new ideas, then you make a vote for the 5 best ideas of the community, and then you can launch a process around that. So the 5 best ideas, for example, you will be able to present it in front of everyone during a presentation, and then you can build the specific communities for the ideas that are open and that are building and concretizing. So we can go through a workflow of validation, a workflow of processing within the maps. There are a lot of use cases, basically, with all the modules we have.
So you can create workflows within your application? Like
Not a workflow in the...
we can create like a forum, or do we need to embed in a Google form, or how does that work?
For forum, we have communities within the map, so you basically don't have to embed anything. You can create your own community very quickly.
Yeah, but for example, if you have an onboarding process, you would like to have the user ask, okay, what's the name, what's he going to do?
So then we have, it depends on the steps you are, but if you want, for example, the first 5 times I'm going to connect myself, you can say, okay, at that time you will have to fulfill a form, for example, before launching the intranet, or that kind of stuff. We can have, for the beginning, when you first time connect to the intranet, you can have some specific action to do before having access to information. Know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like a presentation, like a slide that is saying, okay, this is where you are going to find communities, this is your directory, so please fulfill this information before entering the intranet, etc.
Yeah, well, I was more talking about if you want to, for example, create a form where somebody of HR needs to announce that somebody will enter the company, and based on that, the mail has to go to IT and to other people just to notify so that IT knows what to do, etc. So that kind of workflow.
We are not the tool that is building it, but we integrate tools that are doing this for us. For example, Process Maker is a tool we integrate within LumApps.
Right, but that is not.
Within the tool, we have simple workflow validation for content creation, but that's all I would say in terms of workflow. Yeah.
Will you integrate Google Hire?
Google Hire.
Yes.
I don't know this tool, to be honest.
Okay, then you should attend the session with Frank. It's just new.
Just Google.
That's, I think that's what you're looking for.
Well, hire was even before, but I mean, after that somebody has been hired, then normally there is a workflow that has to be followed. And like I'm an IT guy, so I need to know when somebody comes in. I need to know his profile, what he needs. Does he need a phone? Does he need a specific tablet or sort of now, because it's a mail, and it would be interesting to have all that in the portal so that somebody of HR knows, okay, I need to announce a new employee. These are the specifications you need. A mail comes in with us, and that kind of workflow. So I think the Google hire is before you hire somebody, and not when you hire somebody.
Correct.
So, I guess you didn't know LumApps before. Now that you know it, what do you think very quickly of the tool? Is that something that you... Yeah, tell me, sure.
What's the price?
Well, the price for that, you can just go back to us after. So we can talk about it, but it's specific, it's not a price per user. It's a price per range of user. So we have to talk about the size of the organization and all that stuff. But we'd be very happy to have this discussion. Well, again, time is running, but...
What is the smallest organization where it is implemented?
The smallest for LumApps? Well, when I arrived in the company, I did have a project for 27 users. But I would say that today, for scalability, and even the project is still a communication project. So you will have the same level, I would say, of days of workload to do the project. So when you're a small company, it's not that interesting. Let's say that between 500 and 1,000 employees, it's something that is getting more and more interested for you, yeah. Your company is not that big?
2 persons. It's a small startup. We use Slack, but that's
yeah.
a different ball game, of course. But I'm familiar with this because I've done project management before. We've done LiveRay, for example.
Yeah. LiveRay is a solution we replace a lot as well.
Yeah, I mean, and then also Microsoft.
Yammer?
Not Yammer, the other one. It's not that important. Yeah, SharePoint. It's so outdated.
We know well this
In
solution.
the same league. Yeah, I was wondering if there's any artificial intelligence built into to automate stuff, because you could push certain content without having to set it.
So this is the next step for us. Basically, we are working with the Google teams to improve the suggestion for the end user. So today we have manual suggestion. Tomorrow we want to scan the profile of the user and tell him, okay, because you like football, there is a new football community that has been released 2 days ago, or things like this. Yeah, this is the machine learning program we are working on now. So if you need any more information, we'll be very glad to talk about it.
Is it always like a customization project that you're doing, or is it a toolbox that you offer to users, or how do you sell this to? You
could use LumApps on your own, but there is still training, I would say. A minimum of training workshops we have to help you, because otherwise we have, I would say, the experience of using the tool. It's like, let's say you use WordPress, you can use it on your own, but you have a lot of template. We don't have yet enough template on LumApps, it's coming, but it's a real project of communication. When you implement a LumApps project, it's not about I would say the technical aspect, it's more about why do you want to communicate, for which kind of population. You know, when I was talking about profiling, this is this level of profiling also that is very at stake. So yeah. We have a demo that is available. If you just need a Google super admin account, so you can go on our website and you have a 30-day trial of on LumApps. So do not hesitate, and you have our contacts within the presentation if needed.